is the general, and we have a wet qualifying as well. General way of saying things. To give you a rundown of qualifying, then, so we will have three quality sessions. Qualifying 1, which will be the top 15 go through, so one person will go out, and then we will have as people leave the session, which never fills me with confidence. So let's quickly go back to the captain's channel. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, as I interrupt the description, but it's important for me to get this right. Okay, nothing at the moment said, which is good. Right, so qualifying 1, 15 people go through. It's qualifying 2 then, and this one is really important, as we see people leaving the pits. So yeah, we're good, we're good. Qualifying 2, which is really important, because the fastest time you set in qualifying 2 will determine what tyres you start on, but not today. We'll get into that in a second. And then top 10 go through from qualifying 2 and qualifying 1. And then finally, if I try and find someone who's already out, so we're going to Wellesley. Finally, qualifying 1, the top 10 is a shootout. Whoever gets, well, whatever order you finish in is the order that you will start in. And you can use any tyres, but again, due to the rainy conditions, we'll pretty much be seeing inters, maybe some wets if it gets any heavier, for the moving the rain off the track. So, yeah.
So why are the tyre choices not locked today then?
So because it's a wet session, first off, if it's wet tomorrow, they'll be on wets or inters. They get choice, it's free tyre choice. But because it's a wet session, obviously you can't set your tyres. It'd be suicidal to go out and try and race on softs, for example.
Yeah, true.
So you get free tyre choice.
Okay.
So I think someone yesterday put free tyre choice gang, rise up, which some people like, some people don't. But yeah, we're coming to this corner right now. As you can see, Weldy hitting it, and out of the session he goes!
Wait, is that him just done? That's him
Yeah.
out. Oh my, what? So he just... I was literally, just before that, I was about to ask, okay, so who do we think is going to be the only person knocked out of Q3?
So, there we have it.
And, yeah,
if everyone finishes a lap, they're into Q2. So, here we go. Let's say, actually, even just for qualifying, how much of that do you reckon we see over the course of today? Here's the thing, right? This will be the first time some of these racers have done simulation damage on this track. And imagine if they're doing time trials, they're probably on no damage or whatever it's called, the one where it's really lenient.
Yeah.
So any little clips on a street circuit, which Baku is, and it's notoriously narrow and difficult, they're just going to pop. Those tyres are going to go off. And I think tomorrow in the big race, I think we'll see lots of it. I think if we see any less than, say, 5, then we've done well, I'll be honest.
Alright, okay. Well, it fills me with extreme amounts of enjoyment to know that people are getting DQ'd. It's a lot of fun, and I really hope I get to cast tomorrow so I can laugh at people and stream about it.
We'll make it happen. But yeah, it's lots of good fun.
So is it started now? They've just got the next 15 minutes just to, on their own time, try and set the best lap that they feel like they can get, and we just go from there.
Indeed. So we are having a few people out. So Flyer, who's on a hot lap, for example, to jump on board with Flyer. I think he's leading the race. Seems, maybe I'm wrong. No, it seems to be. So he'll be the first one to set a time. But yeah, essentially the fastest time you can set within this 15-minute period, 16 minutes I think it is to start with. But as I say, there's already one person out. So ultimately, if everyone just doesn't crash, they will now go through.
Fair play. So, how's Flyer been doing, right? Because I missed last week, and I think I might have missed the week before. I'm not sure, but...
So, last week was a break week.
Oh, right, okay.
And then the week before, I also wasn't here, due to, I think it was internet issues that week, so it was Spain. Not too sure how he did. He finally, he got points the week before. That was the first point he got.
Yeah.
So that was officially 1 point he had for himself. Let's go on board with Brandon. As for Spain, not too sure. Maybe you can go and maybe I'll go and look later on. I'll figure it out for tomorrow.
We'll figure it out for tomorrow. Yeah, I would just.
And we see another DNF.
Oof. Who's Cooper?
Cooper, I think that is Qui.
Right. Okay. Well,
We'll see on this little bend here what's happened. It looks like he's taking the corner extremely terribly and hitting that wall right there. It must have been. So, pop, tyre off, out he goes.
well, fair play. I know that Flyer had a hell of a time trying to adjust to 2020 F1, so it's always nice to see as he carries on improving. It's calm here as well. Unsurprisingly, Rock isn't.
Yeah, if Rock came to a few. I don't know if he came to Spain or not, but yeah, Rock not here again today. Quite typically, I'd say. Not bothered about the racing rival points. It would be interesting if they brought a system in similar to F2, although judging by yesterday's incidents, I don't think it's really working. Where if whoever wins qualifying gets a certain amount of points.
Right.
I think you get like 4 points for winning qualifying.
Oh right, so quali's worth points at that point. Yikes.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure if it's a quali or if they do like a race.
But pre-race race.
Yeah, it's worth points though.
Right. I don't know. I can't see that being. I can't see that being a well-liked idea, considering the fact that you already realistically, if you wanted to come to qualies as well, you have to give up a big chunk of like your whole weekend.
Yeah,
I mean, I know it's only an hour, right? But it's like right in the middle of the afternoon. So making stakes in it, yeah, I don't know. I don't know whether it would be well received.
Absolutely. You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Blaze been boring around these corners. I want to see some drift.
He's gonna go on an in lap, so he set his time 1:57. So we can see the difference already. Flyer, quite a big gap ahead. But again, a lot of these drivers are pro. As we see Coffey now crashing out. That's both both McLarens out of the session.
Not having a great quali there on their team,
are
they?
If I jump to something, you see he's just hit the wall. And something gets pretty much no yellow flags until he hits him. If I go to Shadow, maybe we get that again. Yeah, so you see he's just hit that wall and pop. Simple as that. That's 3 people out already.
And so that's how the actual race will be ran as well, right? You hit a wall, you just That's not going to be fun. Well, actually, it is for us, not for the people racing. I mean, yeah, Flyer. Big gap between him and second place, but as we said at the start, I imagine once that first person was knocked out in everybody's head, like, right, I mean, there's no point in even risking being knocked out. Oh, Wellesley gone as well. Not Wellesley, Monty even.
Yeah, he has as well. You're not wrong. I was just very quickly replying to a text message, and as I did that, away we go. So
Monty smacked the wall.
It's 4 people now out.
Yikes. You would assume that as soon as the first person's gone, you just really fucking slowly trundle your way around the track, make Q2, and just call it a day, right?
So when that first person went out, being Wellesley, the other 3 just need to set a time. So they haven't. So now I don't know where it goes in terms of timings wise. As in, I don't know who goes in what position, if it goes whoever went out first or if it's just a random draw. But I mean, they haven't set times.
I mean, you would have to imagine the logical explanation for that would just be that whoever went out first goes last and it just goes in order, right?
But then you could just sit in the pits to like 3 minutes and hope somebody goes out.
True. Yeah.
So,
not to mention the fact that I mean, given the logic applied to the rest of F1 2020 so far, I can't imagine them really thinking that far ahead, to be honest.
Yeah, probably not.
But yeah.
It's one of those. I think it'll just be a random draw thing. I think it has to be because Wellesley's getting unfairly punished. As we see Hodgson jump up. You see Wellesley getting unfairly punished for going out first because he obviously crashed first.
Yeah.
So we're on board with Calm. We'll see if Calm can do anything near what Flyer's time is, which seems pretty impressive judging by everyone else's performance.
True.
But again, are they just taking it nice and steady?
Yeah, which is what I imagine that it will have been. Flyer had already made like pretty impressive like pace before that second. Obviously, Wellesley had already gone out, but he made pretty impressive pace before the next person Cooper knocked himself out. So, you know, even if he
Yeah,
did slow it
true.
down.
So we'll see. Calm coming away 153, so slightly with a
Okay.
really impressive time still. Trav yet
Yeah.
to set a time, and Sonny also yet to set a time. Both on their outlaps now.
Yeah. I know that Trav was having some connection issues right at the start, so that's unsurprising. But Sonny seems to have been here from the start.
Yeah, we're getting a yellow flag, and I don't know why. There's nobody on the.
Oh, Charmander! Oh wait,
Nah,
no.
he's just retired.
Oh, he's retired, right? Oh, I thought he'd knocked himself out.
Nah,
And then I
he's
saw
in the
Flyers
pits.
named Prey as well, so I was worried for them.
Yeah, they're just happy with their times. Obviously, know they're through to Q2.
Yeah,
Retire and chill out.
understandable. So I imagine once Sonny and Trav have set their times, if every single person retires, we just go right to Q2, or
I believe so. That should be what happens. We'll go on. Oh, Sonny's ahead. Sorry, my apologies. We'll go with Sonny.
I tell you what. Like in real life, this must be terrifying to have like a shop like with a bunch of windows up on the front area of this. Someone smashes right into it. Your windows
Yeah,
right
I mean,
out.
you look at the Grosjean incident the other week, where his car literally explodes.
Oh yeah, that was pretty fucking horrific.
So
to
you
watch.
you imagine that like right here, like your house or your shop or whatever else right
Just
next to that.
blown up. See, sorry, a little unrelated, but still kind of related because it's F1. What happened with was it Leclerc? Not Leclerc. Who's the one that races for Williams? That's like that became the backup for Lewis Hamilton this week or something.
George Russell.
Everyone was like, so, huh?
George Russell.
Yeah, everyone was like feeling probably bad for him or something all over Twitter this week. And
So
what
right,
happened?
he filled in for Mercedes.
Mhm.
He was leading the race. Looked a surefire thing to win. He then pits. They put on his tyres wrong,
Oh,
so he has to repit. Drops down to like fifth, sixth. Goes back out. Obviously, he's trying to make up the time, and because he's pushing himself that hard, he gets a puncture.
oh my god.
Yeah.
Shocking.
And he still gets I still got points for that as well, I think.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, you imagine if he took first place in Lewis Hamilton's car, coming for the man's job.
Well, that's the thing. So he'd never raced in that car before. He had to wear smaller shoes because his feet are too big for the cockpit. He got like bruising on his knuckles and stuff because of like the car's not made for him.
Yeah.
Like the dude literally went in someone else's car, not practiced in it, and then did a madness, and then got done out by his pit crew.
Pretty impressive. I mean, he's on Mercedes like secondary team, right? So.
Well, he's owned by Mercedes, but
Yeah.
he races for Williams.
You remember he was in the not the it's not undergraduate. Is it the academy scheme that
Yeah,
Mercedes runs
yeah.
or something?
Yes, basically, yeah.
Yeah.
There's quite a few. It's basically, they do it because then they get free real estate on the grid. So it's really good for Mercedes to own these drivers or to have them contracted, because then it means that they have the best drivers ready or available and they're experienced.
Yeah.
So yeah, Cradden's in the chat. Cradden, why aren't you qualifying today? Hopefully he hears that and lets me know. I'm just looking. There's like 3 Ferrari drivers, so it's obviously he's not been subbed out.
Wait, why is there 3 Ferrari drivers?
Well, Cradden's the other one.
Yeah. Wait, but there's 3 Ferrari cars on the track.
There's it's Alpha Romeo.
It's
Sorry,
a
Alfa
very,
Romeo.
a very slightly different shade of red.
Yeah. So you
Fuck
look
whoever
these
made
two.
that choice.
Hodgson is red. Sonny's been promoted into main spot maybe, and then Glenn's not out. So yeah, maybe Cradden's. Oh, he's resting his eyes where possible. Okay, so you're not racing tomorrow then, Cradden? Presumably not if Sonny's in the main car.
Maybe he's resting his eyes for that.
Shout out to Trav who sends him Discord DMs.
Discord
in Braille.
DMs in Braille. Impressive.
Get out the old weekend. No. Who's gonna have a really good start and then finish 14th? Who's gonna do that to them?
I don't know, Callie could probably do that to them.
Yeah, true. Callie's not here today either. No William
No,
Fairview.
he's not.
Shame.
Oh, I tell you what, it's always good to see that every single time that I come back to cast, we have big professional Blaze just a slight bit ahead of rookie Glenn. I love watching this rivalry unfold because rookies get points.
Yeah, like I don't know if they've. Cradon, you'll know probably better than I do. Have they finally settled this beef? Like, is this rivalry done yet, Glenn and Blaze, or is it still firing on? In terms of points wise, I'm fairly sure Glenn's like a lot ahead.
I would imagine so. Glenn's been beating him out every week, just about.
Can we just point out that Trav's yet to still set a time? And he's also just hit the castle wall, so he's probably got damage now.
He did. Why is he taking so long? What? I know he was.
He's got wing damage as well, so he's gonna have no downforce in this track, which is really needed.
Is this the lap that you'll get timed on, or?
No, he's on an outlap. Unless the game's glitched.
I think well, as long as he makes it across the line before the end of the time, then he gets that full lap left, right?
So, let me read this to you, Mark, because I'm sure you struggle. Glenn and Blaze have somewhere between an on-track rivalry and a homoerotic central tension, with a strength last seen in blockbuster film The Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift. Fair play.
I've missed Cradon a lot.
Yeah, Cradon's fantastic. Quite possibly my favourite person in the entire VL.
Well, I'm not in VL pretty much at all anymore. I got atted by Big Rat Boy Bauer today in general, trying to flame me for some reason, but besides that, I don't even have VL in my main Discord folder anymore. It's in some off-the-side subfolder.
F in the chat, boys. Yeah, you missed the last pub quiz as well.
Well, I did tell you I would have been there, but I was working.
We've got one just after Christmas.
And I'll be at that one. I nearly got stabbed the night of your pub quiz.
Nice.
Which was fun. Yeah, there's a video that was floating around Facebook of me having a fist fight with a customer who tried to nick £1,000 worth of stuff in a trolley.
You need to send me that. I want to see that.
Yeah, I'll send you it later.
Please do. That's really interesting. Actually, do it right now. Go and get it and send me it now. Also, Cradon, I don't know what you mean by Takashi and Sean wanted it, so I don't know what that means.
Is it a Tokyo Drift thing?
Maybe.
You would know, right? You've seen Fast and Furious, right?
I have, but it's been a long time
haven't,
since I saw Tokyo Drift. Being quite possibly one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
What the?
Come on! You've got a
shocked.
guy trying to do the worst accent in the world, and he can't do it.
I don't know why I'm shocked. I've never seen it, mate. The only Fast and Furious movie I've seen is the first one, because I'm pretty sure... Was it you? I think somebody made me watch the first one.
I do really like the Fast and Furious, though. I think they're a good franchise.
I've never seen any of them, so I don't know why I pretended to be shocked. I think it's just a habit.
If you haven't actually, you should watch them. Like, they just get better and better for quite a long time.
Except for when you hit Tokyo Drift.
So Tokyo Drift, the directors themselves literally said they wish they never filmed it. Accurate assumption to watch Blaze and Glenn in Q3. Sounds quite accurate. So there's I still remember there's a scene in Tokyo Drift where they're in a parking garage and it's one of those circular ones, and the dude literally drifts the entirety of it, like all the way up.
I've seen that clip.
I was like, come on, bro, you ain't doing that.
Well, that's where the meme song comes from, right?
I'm not sure.
I'm not gonna do a rendition of it on stream.
Nah, go on.
No, it'll come back to haunt me in the.
Give me the most Sizzlack song.
No, it's not happening. It's not happening.
Do the most Sizzlack one. You know which one.
You. Fuck.
No, but you know which one I mean.
I know exactly which one you mean. Now, see, if some gangster's hitting up your fly girl, you just hit him with one of these. It's a good job I don't have a camera on, isn't it? Because yeah, Cradon, that's the one. Now that I think about it, I'd pay very good amounts of money to see a video rendition of Cradon doing Tokyo Drift by the Teriyaki Boys with a Z.
I also would. What was the big things in the pub quiz that you missed? We had... Oh, you've missed it!
What?
Oh my god! Right. While we're... how do I do this on stream?
My eyes are going.
Right, I'll have to not do it on stream. I'll just...
Just wait till after. Just wait till after. It's fine.
Where did I even save it? Okay. I don't know if you're gonna get music. Stream will now hear the music.
What is this? What am I watching?
Right,
Weirdly,
hold on.
I've seen a lot of compilations that look a lot like that, but of Asmongold on YouTube.
Yeah, I got Bauer to make it for me for the pub quiz. How do I stream? Sorry, stream. At the minute, they're just doing, as you can see, there's not a lot going on. So you're gonna get the noise again. Hopefully, you can hear this. Well, let me know if you can.
Yeah, I can.
So yeah.
Look at his little smile. He's such a cutie. I can't wait to taunt him about that later. So, right, let's get back on track, right? So, we had 4 people knocked out of Q1. Wellesley go first, and then who we believe to be Qui.
Yeah, I'm fairly sure it's Qui. Fairly sure.
Then we had Copy, and then we had... who was that? Monty last. Yeah. All managed to knock themselves out, when realistically anything past Wellesley just needed to cross the finish line and
Indeed.
it would have been fine.
So, again, top 10 now go through. So if there's 2 more crashes, then everyone's going to be safe. But no doubt people will then crash on top of that. So that's the Haas out. I believe that'll be Flyer, is indeed. Let's go and we'll fly them.
Sorted.
So yeah, we've got... for some reason I decided to say that we're doing another pub quiz end of the year. Call it the Great Big Pub Quiz of the Year. So that's a thing. We'll see, we'll see.
It.
Had the worst hangover I've had in a long time. The morning after.
Well, pub quizzes aren't any fun for me because besides the one that I was on stream, I can't realistically. There's no, I can't be on the stream anymore. So it's just me watching you lot have fun.
Well, everyone else just drinks along. Join the CLT. Shenzhen usually gets battered.
Oh yeah, I'll go get battered with Shenzhen. Oh, I miss the CLT boys. CLT reunion. Let's go.
Right, so Cradden's predictions are coming in. 90% prediction, if Fly posts the time, he wins by more than 1 second. 1.0 seconds, Cradden? Come on, man. 50% prediction, 1 junior team driver beats a senior team driver in the same project. Yeah, I can see that. That's potential. Glenn, probably going to be the highest chance, but Shadow, outside chance, I guess. 10%, Q3 starts with 9 cars, got someone DNS, but someone else can't beat their time. Hey.
I'd like to see that happen. Well, you know what I would really enjoy to see happen? I would love to see Trav and Calm. Not today. Wait till tomorrow. But I'd love to see Trav and Calm both just fucking bin it on the first corner, so that we can get a race between between 2 people that aren't just called Trav and Calm, with Hodgson pretending he's part of the race in 3rd place the whole time.
Right, I've got a fun fact for you, Valkyrie Doodles. So,
oof, go ahead.
Do you know in the last 7 races, I think it's last 7, Hodgson has got more points than Glenn has in the entirety of the F1 history, so in 4 seasons.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really?
It was in the pub quiz.
That is incredibly impressive and also unsurprising. I mean, what do you expect, right? Especially on a track like this. Like, fuck the rain, right? Glenn trying to get that nose around the 90-degree corners is the hardest part about this race. 100%.
True. Think you're trying to nuzzle his way through Castle. Man's got no chance of that. Well, yeah,
but
we learn.
He hasn't hit any walls yet, and now I believe
we have a yellow flag, and that is, I think, I don't know who it is. Something, I don't know. It's the other guy. Stolbend. It's Stolbend.
Stolbend out.
As we see on the corner coming up in Castle. What a shock! And he now blocks off the track, so everyone has to crawl past. Meaning Flyer's time is now going to be terrible. God bless. And Calm hits him! Calm is out!
I jinxed him! I didn't mean to, but I did.
So you're going to see, it's basically going to be a block up.
Just gotta wait for Trav now.
How do you get through? Something's now on the track. It's such a mess.
And he broke his wing. Something.
And he gets a grid plays penalty.
No fucking way.
Yeah.
That'll get appealed, surely, right?
Hodgson
Is there
now.
chance
Is
for an
Cam
appeal
still
on
going to be
that?
there? I'm guessing
Is
on
there
the comms
another
it's
yellow?
through.
Well, I guess it's still a yellow
I
flag.
think you can appeal it. So yeah, Hodgson just crawling past doing the smart thing here. So that's now 2 drivers out. So if everyone just posts the time, they're through.
I really want to see Trav bin it now. I'm not gonna lie to you. I really, really want to see it happen.
Calm, oh calm. What do you do, my guy?
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
And incidentally, Flyer posting a 157, which is still faster than some Q1 times.
Somehow, yeah. An extra 6 seconds on top of what he posted in Q1, though. So
Yeah, he had to crawl past. He just lost lots of time.
oh,
there.
yeah, true. Yeah. To
Yeah,
be fair, that was probably
he's
about
still-
6 seconds.
That time is still faster than some people managed without any obstacles.
Almost impressive, to be
There's
fair.
another yellow flag in sector 1. I think it's Shadow Hopper. Maybe just moving out of the way, actually. Could have been moving out of the way.
Right, okay. No more crashes just yet. That's unfortunate.
But there you have it. If this is the conditions we're going to have tomorrow, it's going to be treacherous. These times
Well-
coming in now.
Realistically, you would assume that any smart individual would just ask Glenn whether this would be the weather tomorrow, because we know for a fact he's going to be able to sniff it out from a mile off.
Yeah, true. Get those little
Glenn
mozzie
can
hairs,
smell.
so we'll feel in the rain.
Glenn can smell the rain before it even hits him, and that's impressive.
Well, he's the only man I know that, whilst living in Scotland, can wake up in the morning and smell the coffee in Brazil. So rest assured, that man is the weatherman.
He's the weatherman, but they won't let him in the studio to be an actual weatherman because unfortunately the room's too small for to get him all of him in.
Yeah.
So half of him's just hanging out the door at the back of the room.
Problem is, he keeps mistaking the green screen for a napkin. Brandon and Glenn P1 and 2. As I see a pregnant Lauren walking into the room with no trousers on.
Oh, you know we're on stream, right?
Yeah.
Oh, and
no
Flyer setting an equal lap to what he did in the first time. Fucking hell. You know-
She's now gone to the toilet, Cradden, so she's still going for a big nasty number 2.
I'm not gonna lie to you, Joycey. I think Flyer's actually just racing really fucking well on this track.
Yeah.
That's the second time he's posted pretty much that exact same time, and no one
Yeah,
else
it's
seems
pretty
to be able
good,
to
isn't
catch up. Like, maybe he just really likes this track. Maybe.
Well,
he
what I do
likes
know
the rain.
is literally the night after the Spain race, so like on the Sunday night, he was already practicing Baku. And that's obviously, they had a week break, so essentially 2 weeks worth of practice he had. So,
Impressive.
time for him to start showing up, I guess.
I mean, you've just got to hope that no unfortunate incidents fuck him over in tomorrow's actual race. Imagine putting 2 weeks of work into practicing this dog awful track to then be like binned on the first corner by fucking Callie being a nonce.
True. You're not wrong, you're not wrong. I mean, it's one of those. The first couple. Oh, we see Shadow almost losing it.
That was so close.
Man playing dodgems with himself.
Bumper cars with a wall.
Yeah, he's bop bop bop. So we'll see, we'll see. It's one of those things, like you say, you put a lot of time and effort into practicing, and then it's very unfortunate that in one turn you can be completely ruined.
Yeah. Did the sign Shadow Hopper just pass say Liquid Molly?
Quite possibly.
didn't
Where
realise
is
that
Shadow
Cali
on
spot-
the racing track?
I didn't realise that Callie sponsored this race. What the fuck?
Callie wouldn't be advertising it, he'd be keeping it for himself.
Is Liquid Molly a thing?
I don't know, I'm gonna go on board with the other Red Bull and find out in a second what the advert says. Well, we'll go now. So, with Charmander, which side was it on? Because it's coming up to near about where he was.
You'll be able to see it. Yeah, you'll see it. It's not an obscure sign.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
liquid-
Liqui Moly.
Oh, right.
Don't forget, we are in
Less-
Azerbaijan. Yeah.
Oh, it's lubricant.
lubricant.
Wait, like car lubricant or people lubricant?
Basically, it's what people have to put on when Glenn is trying to overtake, so they don't put his nose up the arsehole too quick.
It's just his personalised brand of Vaseline because it goes through about 6 gallons of it every morning round his nose.
Yeah, true. So.
Oh, it can.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's an invitation.
Yeah, I think it is. I'm gonna take it as one.
Yeah. Wait, are they in the pits or someone just crashed out? No, okay, he's going into the pits. Whew, thought we had another crash.
Sonny again taking an extremely long time to set a lap. He's really taking his time with these qualifiers.
Yeah, man, not to be rushed.
Maybe he's just waiting for the majority of people to go into the pits. Maybe he's just watching what other people are doing to see how they're doing the race, or who knows.
Yeah. Maybe he's letting the track dry up a little bit by people going on it on the racing line.
I mean, I don't know how much longer he wants to wait for. Like, I don't think it's going to get much
It should
drier.
be set a time right now. I think. Yeah, there you go.
Alright, okay, fair play.
Something coming around with a 153. And then we just have poor old Bodgy Hodget to set a time.
Gotta love him.
God loves a trier.
I really want to see him crash. Just race around on his own, actually, for 5 minutes, not a single bit of pressure on him, and he just bins it into this wall right here.
It would be pretty hysterical. But yeah, you can see how difficult that is of a corner.
Yeah.
Like, who decided
especially in
this
the
would be
rain.
a good track?
An idiot.
Well, it's been on the calendar for quite a while now, and it seems to not be going away.
Yeah, it seems so. I mean, where else? What would you replace it with, realistically? I mean, how do you even decide on a track like this? It's not like you're building a track. You have all these city streets. You can choose how you want to set out the track, and this is what you decide on. How is this?
There is one thing,
really.
You know, I'm really glad I don't live in a city where the Grand Prix is. On one hand, you get to go and watch it, but on the other hand, the entire weekend, you cannot use these roads.
Imagine living on one of these roads.
Hodgson's saying that time there.
Man, he was going really fast towards the end there. I was shocked.
Got some good pace in there. But
It's
yeah, you can just live on that one of these buildings on the left, and then just every day watch the Grand Prix, the practice, qualifying.
Well,
you could literally
you
charge
say that.
people to come into your house and just watch it out the window.
You say that, right? But it's the one thing I never got about spectating live F1, right? Is you're in one spot, so realistically, you see about maybe a collective 30 seconds of the race.
Yeah. It depends. If you're in a really high action area, then that'd be pretty good.
Yeah, but you're sitting in one of
point.
these areas where you occasionally, once every minute and a half to 2 minutes, you just see a couple of cars whiz past, and then especially if you're not in an area where you've got one of those monitors that you can watch the rest of the race as if you were watching from home. What are you doing? How do you watch the race at that point?
Yeah, you're not wrong. There are a lot of big screens on the track, so you don't notice them, but there are a lot of them. I
mean, I would imagine so. But realistically, if you, I get it's the environment thing, right? But if you go in to watch to watch it live, and 99% of the race you watch on a TV screen, what's the point?
Yeah, fair point.
I guess that's just my point of view. I guess it's no different to going and watching League live. To be fair, though, you literally it's like you're watching the screens, is it? You're literally just sitting in a chair watching a screen with having a way more difficult time figuring out what's happening than you would if you were just home.
It's true, actually. Yeah. It's probably more of an inconvenience to watch a League live than it is to just watch it at home.
Yeah, I get that. I get that it's about the atmosphere, right? But realistically, what's the point in going if it's if you're actually giving a shit about what's happening in the game? Plus, you can't even drink. You can't even drink at League events, right?
I don't know. I thought you'd be able to.
No, surely not. Right? I mean, mate, if it's a piss up like in the world's finals, then yeah, that's definitely worth going for.
Why wouldn't you be able to drink there though? I don't get it.
I don't know. It just doesn't seem like the kind of event where you would be allowed alcohol. And even if you are, I guarantee you it's extortionately expensive.
Oh, it will be extortionate, but that's why they'll sell it because you're £8 for a bottle of beer. That's why.
I guarantee it's like Insomnia as well, that you can't even bring your own stuff in.
Yeah, they won't let you bring
Bastards.
things in.
So at that point, I'd rather just sit at home and get pissed on my couch and watch it on my big TV.
True. Oh, speaking of which, I bought a new TV recently.
Oh, did you?
55-inch monster.
Oh, same. That's the same screen. That's the same size as mine.
Yeah.
Is it smart TV?
Yeah.
Oh, we have the same TV.
And
Oh, we
it's
may
got
as well.
Alexa built in, and
Wait, really?
yeah, got a sound bar which makes all the surround sounds and everything. Oh, so good.
I have a sound bar. I've just not plugged it in because there's nowhere for me to sit it. But I got, Amazon Prime, YouTube, Netflix, that kind of shit. It's pretty poggers.
Yeah, same. Like, we've got one remote that controls everything, including the PlayStation and like,
For real?
the Fire Stick, Virgin, everything. So good.
That seems extremely convenient.
Yeah, and like there's buttons you can use Alexa to control everything.
I don't
Man's
have an
living the high
Alexa.
life.
You live in the lazy life. It's just, I'm envious. In a lot of ways. But then again, you also have to be a teacher, so, swings and roundabouts. We see 2 people knocked out in that one. Flyer still holding that top spot with pretty much the exact same time as he did in Q1. I suppose at this point, give him. So as we said at the start, the next part of qualifying is just you have a little race. Whoever sets the best time, it decides on how you set up on the grid. Like, given the Q3 and Q2, I can't see Flyer not placing first in these qualifying.
Yeah, he's done really well. So this is where we're going to find out if people are just cruising and getting through, or if these are genuinely slow times. So
Or maybe
things, right?
maybe Flyer just has fast times and they're at average times. I don't know, but we'll see. We do get 10 people in. We lost exactly 2 people, the exact number we needed for everyone to secure a spot. So, couldn't have worked out better if they tried, really.
Yeah, we did indeed, and we will go on board with Flyers. He usually comes out immediately anyway. We'll see what we're doing. We'll see where we're at.
Likes to get that first run around the grid, doesn't he?
Yeah, apologies to people. I just have to pause very shortly.
We do see, I think that is Fire making it out first,
Yeah,
very closely followed
be.
by a Renault, though.
Again, apologies. I will be very, very quick with this pause. I am just trying to. We're getting the on board at the minute, which is pretty nice with the pause. Oh,
Sky Sports.
oh, shh. Just realised I forgot to look this up again. Oh, the stream's now listening to. There we go.
What are you watching in the background? Still Ben just came in chat and put, "I am stupid." I think he knows he hit the Grosjean corner.
Still Ben, who did that? Was it Grosjean? And Val.
I think we were saying we were thinking that it was, right?
Can you see this?
Oh, I can't. Oh no, it's doing that thing where it's a black screen because Sky Sports hates share screens. We can figure it out afterwards. It was Charles.
Leclerc, yeah. Okay, I thought it was.
Oh, Leclerc. Right. Okay. Actually, yeah, Leclerc was your first. First guess at it. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Still,
This
Ben
corner
said
right
literally
here.
the exact same thing happened.
So it's the Manchester Derby, by the way, which is on the other screen.
Ah. Right. Oh. Okay. Right. Exciting.
I just forgot to put it on earlier on. He just reminded me.
As we do see, Flyer, I think, out front in the grid. He is, yeah. What are our predictions then for this? Realistically, who's getting knocked out? Who's taking first, second, third?
So people don't get knocked out, obviously. I get what you're saying. So what positions we finish in?
Yeah. What anyone gonna get DNQ'd? I mean.
I'd like to think not. That we've got these drivers come through this far. Flyer posting incredible times and nobody's getting close on it, and somebody who would compete with him, Hakam, or would normally compete, isn't in Q3 now. Can Trav, Charman, and Nerd do something? Maybe. So I'm gonna go Flyer and then a Red Bull 2-3.
You know, if we're going based on Q1 and Q1 and Q2, it's been Flyer, Somther, Hodgson, top 3 the whole time so far today. So,
but then it's one of those things that Chaminade and Trav are clever enough that if people are DNFing, they won't push themselves.
I suppose. I'll still give it to Hodge though. I still think Hodge will make top. I reckon Hodge will make top 3. I think Somfer will be close. I don't think he's going to be bottom by any means. I reckon that Sonny and Glenn and whoever's in the Renault have got those spots covered.
That is Franklin.
Ah, right, okay.
The
And Shadow
Season
Hopper.
3 danger bot for F2.
Shadow Hopper
Sam.
has been a little wobbly today.
Yeah, a little
He's
bit.
had some close calls. Oh,
Oh, and we see Flyer
Ooh.
clipping the wall there. That's gonna be.
That's the second time. That's the second time he's done that. On the very first lap, he did the exact same thing. He dinked the wall again.
I think he lost his side plate of his wing.
He has, yeah, the front right side plate.
It will cost him probably a second or two. I see him locking up going into that and losing the rest of that wing, it seems. Let's see that damage. So yeah, a lot of that wing coming off now, that side wing. Well,
Thankfully,
front wing on the side.
Thankfully, he can pit and then go back out for another lap, right?
Yeah, quite typically you get pretty much 2 shots at it. Maybe 3 if you squeeze, but typically 2 good shots.
So he'll probably, I imagine he'll set his time, have another go round, pit, and then get that kind of last.
Yeah, he should get the pits. Yeah, he's going to the pits.
Oh,
like he was
at
at 150s already. So
oh yeah, true. Yeah, but that would have been like a 157.
We'll see a few going across the line now. So there's Trav with 153, which is a really impressive time.
It is, but it's
Franklin
still 2 seconds.
Less impressive. Chaminade will be 153 as well. Yeah, but my point being here that those times were faster than the previous 2 3s.
Yeah, true. But and
Somfer with a 53 as well now.
Still 2 seconds behind Flyer though. I still reckon that Flyer's going to clutch it, you know.
Brandon with 155. Hodgson roaring down the straight now.
I wonder what Glenn's going to finish with. I want to know
Hodgson's
whether rookies
going to be
get
close.
points.
Might be 154.
Yeah, 154.
Glenn 154 as well.
Oh, rookies do get points! I love seeing Glenn go ahead of Blaze.
Yeah. Oh, is that Flyer? Oh, okay, he's in the pits. I thought it was like on the exit. Glenn taking it pretty steady today. I think he just wants to do the basics right, not concede any ground. Just get into that best spot he can.
Given the busy week that Glenn's apparently had, it seems like he's not had very much time to practice, Baku. So it's, you know, impressive that he's faring so well. You know, for a rookie, you would expect more mistakes.
Yeah, quite possibly. He's not too bad. Sonny with a 154 as well. So just 2 drivers left to set times. We'll go back on board with Flyer. He's on an outlap, so he's going to go around twice yet.
I want to see, has he already gone past the castle wall corner? You know, the danger corner?
I don't think so.
No, because like if he dinks it on this one, this would be the 3rd lap in a row where he's bumped it on the way past.
I think it's just here.
Coming up. It is. It's just here.
Okay, so you get it nice and cleanly.
Escaped unscathed. Charmander setting a new fastest time.
Yeah. So I really can see a Flyer 1, a Red Bull 2-3.
Understandable, yeah.
So we'll see. Locking up on that corner again. Saw that last time.
Unfortunate that he's making such a good lap on his outlap. It's obviously not going to be timed, so let's just hope he can duplicate it on the next one. Because so far, everything seems to have been done pretty perfectly. That was slippy.
So he's going to get that speed, approach the start finish line, and away we go. Is what we're going to see.
No, I do wish that even on the outlap it gave you an indicative time of like what he did on the outlap. Kind of thing.
But then you've got to factor in that you come out the pits and it's added time
true.
and such, and then they won't be using ERS. Oh, you can really hear that engine being pushed on the Haas.
Well, you can.
Yeah, true.
I'll take
Mate,
your word for it.
Thank the Lord that you don't hear that. It's not the most enjoyable engine to listen to, I'll be honest. Sounds a bit like a go-kart.
We see he's getting close, right? The corner's coming
But he's
up.
got the fastest Sector 1 so far. Like you say, get through Castle. See how he
We're
does.
coming up to Castle now. This is Castle after this corner. So
Yeah, just now.
get through this one or
A little
dinks.
bit of lag,
There
but
we
gets
go.
through.
Okay.
So let's see how we go. So, is he going to get the lock up again towards the liquid molly?
Against the lubricant corner?
Against the
I
lubricant
don't
corner?
know.
Yeah, a bit of lock up again, but not as much as last time. Looking good.
Yeah?
Pushing that engine. You can hear it whirring.
I've seen noticeably
Fastest
shadows.
Sector 2.
Also... Oh wow, Sector 1 and 2 both fastest. Okay.
And Sector 3 is the easiest one.
Yeah, it's literally just a straight.
Yeah, you just get around a couple of bends and just fly off. Literally fly off. Can't go wrong with it. Stay on the racing line.
41. No. Whoa. Wait.
Pushing it. He's pushing it. And there it is, 150! And the fastest lap of the entire qualifying session goes to Mr. Flyer.
All 3 individual sectors fastest set time.
Yeah.
The past 2 weeks of practice definitely paying off for Flyer there.
And if he can post times like this tomorrow, it's going to be a very, very difficult race for anyone else to come in.
Yeah. Especially given, you know, holding his confidence when it could have easily been knocked after messing up those Castle corners the last 2 laps.
We're seeing the Red Bull boys come out now, but can they realistically shave 3 seconds of their time off?
I don't see it happening, to be honest with you. Oh, yellow flag.
Yeah,
on Sector 2.
Going slow. It's mostly what it is from qualifying.
Shadow Hopper's still yet to set a time. Is he on? Is he in the pit?
He is, indeed.
And realistically, in 2-1, and that's
coming
it.
Out now.
It's too late. He's not going to make it around the track in 1 minute 47 seconds.
True.
He left it too late. As soon as it goes past 155, realistically, unless you're driving at like the upper echelons, that's it.
So we'll see. We'll see how close that is, but I think you're right.
Like he left the pit.
Too late.
149, and if Flyer isn't setting 149s, the Shadow Hopper isn't on an outlap.
Yeah. And you've got to remember as well.
Just bad.
He's not somebody who's got a time when he's like gambling. He has to just go out.
Yeah.
Why is he waiting?
It's just bad time management.
Yeah.
I wonder whether there was IRL issues or if he overestimated. I think he might have just been waiting to try and have the track be as dry as humanly possible from the other races, and he just miscalculated.
Not convinced by that one, Shadow. Hopefully he gets round, then we'll have egg on our faces, but I agree.
Don't see
I
it
can't see
happening.
it. I can't see it.
And as soon as Franklin posts this lap, it's going to be interesting to watch the rest of Shadow's outlap, and I'm sure there'll be a note about the awful time management from Shadow or his team.
Lots of slip in there. So we will see Franklin come across, and it's not going to be in the top 5, or even the top. Well, it's not improved at all.
No. I was about to say it's not a terrible lap, but
it's going to be very close, you know. I don't think he's got the time to do this.
I don't think so. But
Massively
like you said,
mess this up.
Like you said, I will.
And we see Blaze crashing out. And there you go.
He's...
Shadow not enough time finishes the race.
Nope. He'll be kicking himself for that one, especially with times like 155s, 54s posted from the kind of upper 5 of the grid. I think that realistically Shadow probably could have pushed for that 5th place.
See what happens to Blaze right here. He's just for this corner right here, so he's just hit the wall, so probably oversteered. But pretty much that is going to be our top 10. Shaman and Nerd does have the chance to beat a 150, but I personally cannot see it happening.
No. And what are the implications of? Well, there's one of the implications of Blaze crashing out. Glenn just took the 7th place spot from him.
Yeah,
That'll
pretty much be it. Franklin could jump him, but because he's posted a time, that you have to beat it regardless whether he's crashed out or not.
Right. I mean,
but judging by the fact that Franklin has just had a hot lap, I can't imagine he's going for a second and he's going to be an efficient one.
yeah, that's to say the least. I don't think that the track or the weather conditions really have agreed with Franklin today. He's not had the best of qualifying days. However, whether by luck or virtue, he has made it to Q3. Not off his own back, more off the backs of everybody else crashing. But
yeah, true. Like, you're obviously going to say, yes, he has to set times, but other people crashing out just means that you get through.
exactly. Like,
we see Chaman had beaten his original time, or his second best time now, but still not anywhere close to fire.
3 seconds off. It's just incredibly impressive. It's calm levels of driving right there.
Yeah.
Makes me wonder whether Calm got pissed that he crashed out in Q2 and just took over Flyer's account for Q3.
Yeah, Flyers having a really good qualifying session today.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you see? Ah, never mind. It won't matter. I'm gonna say we see Charmander just about to run out of fuel.
Yeah, it's not going to matter. We're just waiting for Franklin to basically retire in that pits.
Which you would imagine would be now, considering. There we go. Right on cue.
So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That is going to be your top 10. Now, remember there was a grid place penalty for someone. Cannot remember exactly off the top of my head. I've got a racing director incidents. So it was no one apparently. So maybe it was in.
It was in Q2.
It was Q2, so maybe it doesn't show, presumably. But that is your top 10. Join us tomorrow, what should be a very, very exciting race with lots of incidents.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
So we'll see you there, ladies and gentlemen. Good night. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to what is proving to be an exceptional Grand Prix. I'm joined this evening with my co-host Valkyrie. Say hello. You didn't, however, the people cannot hear you. So, bear with me, technical difficulties. This happens when your PC restarts. Desk audio 2 needs to be, I'm fairly sure this one. Talk now. There we go.
See, even if I did ruin it, they wouldn't know because they couldn't see it
Well,
or hear it.
Yeah, it was actually unmuted when you said, I'm not going to ruin it, but yeah, they couldn't hear it, so it's fine. We're all good. Hope you enjoyed that little Christmas song just before we get into the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. It is literally 12 days till Christmas, unless you're Jewish, like I know Dan is. Happy Hanukkah to Dan. So yeah, whatever you're celebrating over these holiday periods.
That's one way to start the stream, it really is.
Nah, I'm just joshing with you. One of my close friends is actually Jewish. So big shout out to Glenn. Hope he has a good race today. What? There's a picture of him wearing one of those Jewish hats, right?
A yarmulke.
Yarmulke, thank you.
Fantastic. Right, let's detour off of this awful start, and let's talk a little bit about the race, huh?
Absolutely. I'm just gonna check with Brandon because we should have probably been starting soon.
Well, you would hope so. Maybe technical difficulties.
Well, there's only 16 drivers, so
slightly worrying. Who are we missing?
I don't know. I'll tell you who we do have though is Chief Keef in the Williams car. Presumably that will be Dan.
I did see Chief Keef. Love the name. Gotta respect it.
Before we get into anything else, let's give it a little, I guess, we'll wait for the track rundown. I will do the grid. Grid is good and we can have a repeat grid if it's a delayed time. So, if I just do the cancel the transitions, this is why I have to do so many clicks. So ladies and gentlemen, this will be our starting grid for this evening. In first place with an exceptional qualifying session was Flyer and Chaman second. Trav in third. By the way, big shout out to Chaman for doing these videos. And Sunny stepping up today for Cradden in fourth. Hodgson 5th, and Somther 6th. Yeah, some really good qualifying sessions. Glenn 7th, Blaze 8th. The Jekyll and Hyde relationship right there. Sitting next to each other, that'll be interesting. Franklin 9th, Shadow 10th. Calm 11th, Stillben 12th, so I was just getting a little message. So yeah, Calm crashing out in that qualifying session. Wellesley 13th, Monty 14th. Copy 15th, Tezzy 16th, and judging by the number of drivers we've got, not entirely sure we'll be getting all these people here, but I do see Chief Keith in 17th and Impref in 18th. And Callie 19th, and Rock bang at the back 20th.
I don't think that if he makes it, I don't know whether he's in or not, but I don't think that Rock being down in last place has ever been an issue for him. As we know, he's definitely going to be getting points today, no matter what, with his talent of getting from last to top 10 that we've seen in previous weeks. Just like Glenn, as you mentioned, the Jekyll and Hyde relationship with the professional racer, Brandon over there. But as we know, rookies get points.
True.
So that'll be an interesting one to see right out the gate.
Oh, okay, right. Sorry, Couchy, I was also having some issues, and I thought you was talking about those. Sorry to interrupt, but yeah, that's what we're waiting for. Impress is having some issues, which is the hold-up right there. So yeah, as you say, some notable battles. So let's have a look, see if we can figure out who's not in this lobby. So, we are missing an extra Mercedes, which will be Rock. So Rock not here today so far. That'll really, I'd imagine.
Missing?
Yeah, Impress is having difficulties getting his game to display, so
right.
That's why he's not in at the moment. So presumably he is here. So then we've got Racing Points both here, AlphaTauri both here, McLaren is missing, so that'll be Tezzy. Both Ferraris, Glenn and Impress, which is trying to come in. Both Reynolds are here. There's a Haas. Is Flyer not here? Oh no, Flyer's there. Okay. Both.
No, yeah, I was going to say.
There is Callie missing, I believe. There's only one Williams driver in that lobby. And I believe that'll take it to everyone.
I mean,
and
you
the
know,
session is starting.
Oh, without Impressive?
Apparently so. Now, wow.
I mean, notably, we do see the likes of Wellesley, Copy, and Monty here, who all had just a tragic time in the rain yesterday during qualifiers. Castle Corner was an absolute killer yesterday. Anyone who wasn't there to witness it, this track is a nightmare, especially in the rain, which we're not in today, thankfully for the racers.
True, absolutely true. So we will see free Tyre Choice. Sorry, I am slightly distracted because there's discussions going on in the captain's chat about whether Ferrari will be letting Impress get in or not, and whether people will wait. So presumably that's why the timer keeps cancelling. So people are readying up and unreadying, which seems to be stopping the timer now. Okay, so it does seem like we're going to wait. But yeah, quite a few drivers not turning up this evening, which is a little bit upsetting that we haven't promoted some F2 people up and whatnot, but there you have it.
I mean, with a track like this, I guess it's not necessarily unexpected. I know that I would definitely not want to be racing on this track, rain or no rain, it's still a killer.
Yeah, but then it gives you that experience, doesn't it? And if you do have a half decent race, it shows that you got a little bit about you.
True.
Give you some stock on the old track.
Especially on a race like this with so much opportunity, you know, you look at Flyer in qualifying yesterday, just the amount of practice that he must have put in over the past 2 weeks with the bye week last weekend. I'm really expecting a huge race out of him, and a couple others too. I think there's definitely room for people who normally not in the top 5 to step up this week.
Absolutely. So, here's my prediction for today. Given that Glenn has a raid at 7 PM, and this race will be about 50 minutes long, which will currently take us to 7:05, I believe we might see a Glenn crash.
Wow, yeah. That's a good point, especially with the race starting late. There's no doubt that Glenn will already be furious and a little bit on edge, antsy about the race time.
Well, here's the thing.
And I mean,
Glenn
I wonder
is
whether
the one that's the captain for the team that's delaying the start. News just in is that Impress has now conceded and will not be joining the race.
Wow. Okay.
So let's go into a little bit of a track rundown. If I get this sorted really quick, as you can hear the dog barking in the background. Obviously, a big fan of Baku. So we are at Azerbaijan at Grand Prix, which is round 8, which is Baku. It's notoriously awful, some really difficult corners, as you'll soon see on the map. Lovely weather for today. It's a nice, clear, a little bit cloudy. 3.7 miles long, 20 turns. A couple of DRS zones is standard on most tracks these days, but look at these turns. Holy moly. 90 degrees turns, it's the castle hill, as you pointed out. It's going to be a tough one. And I will just run through the grid again, just so we've got it for anyone late joining. Obviously Impress won't be in today now, but Flyer first, Chaminade second. Travis third, Sunny fourth. Hodgson 5th, Somtha 6th, Glenn 7th, Blaze 8th, sorry, that's a mispronunciation, Franklin 9th, Shadowhopper 10th, Calm 11th, Stulben 12th, Wellesley 13th, Monty 14th, and again we're going to get to the point now where some of these races aren't going to be in. Copy 15th, Tezzy, who's not actually here, he's got a penalty, so I presume that may be why he's not in. Dan 17th, and Impress, who's not in the race. I guess that means Dan will probably be 16th now. Callie 19th, who's not here. Rock 20th, who's not here. Right, into the game we should be able to go, as it says Monaco Grand Prix, which is clearly not right. I'll quickly try and change that. Don't know why it's saying that. So I actually do know I'd save this. So somebody pulled me up on it. Every week I save off over the old file, but what OBS does is it creates a local version.
Oh, right,
so
okay.
Whilst it was updated yesterday, I do believe, it wasn't updated today when you close it for reopening because it uses the save version.
Yeah,
but yeah, there we go. We've got it fixed now.
Quick fix, not too much of a big issue. We do see everyone just loading in, waiting to get the starting grid up. Everyone on.
Check.
Really disappointing to see some of the races missing, notably Rock. It would have been a really interesting race to see how he dealt with such a difficult track whilst also pulling off the big 20-10 comeback that he normally shows us.
And Callie's just turned up, but obviously it's too late now.
It's too late, yeah. It's unfortunate, but, you know, times are set for a reason, and unfortunately, it's just the way that the cookie crumbles.
Or, as it seems to be, how the kebab crumbles, given that's what he was eating, which meant that he was held up. To quote, and it's a good word, I use it quite a lot these days, Callie said he was scranning a kebab.
Scranning a kebab. Well, maybe he should have done it behind the wheel. Maybe he should have been scranning ready at the wheel.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But then
like
wheel gets greasy and it's slippy, and then you get the castle corner and you smash the wall, and maybe it's for the best.
I mean, with a driver of Callie's caliber, it's a strange one. Callie's caliber. Even without the greasy wheel, it was very unlikely that he was going to be able to dodge slamming into that castle wall anyway. So, you know.
Maybe. So we are just waiting for the last ready check. I believe it is just the McLaren of Capiro Fire, the solo McLaren racer of the day.
You know, the point that we touched on just before that second track rundown really has me wondering just how much pressure Glenn's going to be feeling at the start of this race, knowing there's a massive time constraint on him now with prior commitments coming up in a shorter amount of time than the race is possible to complete in. And I wonder what the implications of that might be throughout the race.
Well, it's definitely going to be put on his mind, unless he's obviously told his raid group, whatever. But yeah, it's going to be on the back of his mind quite considerably. So, grid is ready. We should be getting into formation lap.
I mean, to be fair, half of his raiding team are also VL members, so it would be understandable. Yeah, I joined their guild today.
Oh wow!
And some not prominent VL members, but people who are also a part of VL, the likes of Franklin,
Nice.
is the only one that I remember. I think maybe Asco. I don't know.
That'd be pretty cool if there's a few more.
Yeah, there is. There's about 4 or 5 members of VL6 with me in there now, I guess. But
Yeah,
so
that's pretty
it
good.
wouldn't surprise me if he'd let them know and that it was kind of
Yeah,
taken into account.
that would be helpful. But as it stands, all we know is that he's going to be under that time constraint, time pressure, and it might
Now,
play into hands. So let's look at the Tyre choices as we go around the formation lap. So
lots
we
of
have
hards.
Flyer, Chaminade, and Trav on hards. We have Sonny and Hodge on mediums. Somther on hards, Glenn on mediums. Clearly the Ferrari are opting for the medium strategy. Blaze on hards. Franklin on softs, interesting. Shadow on hard, Calm hard, Stillbend hard, Wellesley hard, Monty softs, again interesting. Copy hards, and Chief Keef on softs. Down on
See,
softs.
the Monty Softs really worry me, right? Because you look at the performance in qualifying yesterday and how difficult these corners and this track in general seem to be for Monty. The softs implicate the fact he's going to be looking to take a flying, like a running head start at this, and that it's going to be
Yeah.
a really quick race for him, or at least he's going to be trying to. And you know, it doesn't bode well for some of these corners.
So we talk about this every single week, right? Are these three soft runners gambling on the fact that within the first couple of laps there's a safety car? So they'll get three or four laps of good run, good speed. Then they'll get to pit and get on the hards until pretty much the end of the race. And I imagine the hards will go for a good 22 laps in this track.
Yeah,
That could be a strat.
I mean, it could be, and it's a strat that we've spoken about over the past quite. Bless me, my God. As we've spoken about over the past couple of races, it seems to be a common thing in these races that people are really into gambling on those safety cars, especially on a race like this, where I just look at the minimap. I mean,
Yeah.
if we don't have a safety car in the first lap alone, I will eat my sock.
Oh. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have a bet on our hands. You hit it here first, live on stream after the Grand Prix. Will be Valkyrie eating his sock if there is not a safety car, lap 1.
Don't hold me to that. I have my fingers crossed in real life. You just couldn't see it.
Nah. You said it now, pal. So, who are we going to go on board with to start with? Or do I do broadcast?
You know, I would really like to see a broadcast of this first right hand, like kind of a left hand 90-degree turn.
Okay. Broadcast it shall be. I'll do it from middle of the pack, which would drop onto Blaze, which I like to spectate from the start anyway. Purely because people like to clip him, he likes to clip people. Usually lots of incidents. So
We do have the rivalry between rookie and professional racer there.
So,
in
what we're going to
87.
see is those two drivers going side by side into that corner. Right, so we are on board, I believe. Okay, so we're going to go broadcast, sorry. From the middle. So, as we see, the driver's getting pushed in. Is now reset the camera, excellent. There we go. 5 red lights. And we're away, so you should see the drivers going.
Everyone kind of holding position here, coming up to this vital first corner.
Yeah, everyone being sensible, nothing crazy.
Nothing crazy just yet. Very disappointing.
Yeah, Seeing a little bit of debris flying up, so there's a wing,
Oh,
there's a side
yep.
plate, I think.
And I believe that was Somther's wing into the back of Hodgson just there.
Yeah, quite
Actually,
possibly. Some more
I
debris.
must
Oh, that
have
might be
mistaken.
leaves, actually. Camera trolling me. So as it stands, nothing crazy.
A very slow start, actually. No real amount of acceleration from anybody here. Everyone's kind of keeping a low speed, getting a feel for the track, especially those who didn't come to qualifying.
Let's see if we can find out who this side plate really is then. So that's Hodgson's side plate. Oh, Glenn's side plate, apologies.
Wow, okay.
So any more damage that we can spot? I think there's a Haas side plate missing. Is that Haas? Oh, maybe that was Glenn again. No, it was Glenn again. Okay, I'm an idiot.
We do see people coming up to that castle wall. Everyone seeming to get through it quite well. Really cautious first lap.
Yeah, nothing crazy yet. Nothing crazy. So, a little bit of side-by-side racing action going on. Nothing too dangerous. I think people are aware that this is a difficult track. Impress calling this the biggest sleeper race than Abu Dhabi, or bigger. Oh, sorry, bigger sleeper race. My apologies, I misread that. So I could see that. Nothing crazy happening. It's quite a pack forming as well.
Yeah, Flyer definitely taking the lead there, though. You know, same as in qualifying. He seems to know this track really, really well.
So Glenn giving ground going into the pits. That makes sense. Okay. So he's not going to gamble with that side play. He needs the downforce.
Especially around the lubricant
Yellow
corner,
flag safety car. What's going on here then, boys? I ain't got a clue. Oh, there's a Stolben puncher.
Oh.
And now it's fixed
I wonder where that was.
Oh, okay, it's gone again.
And now I don't have to eat a sock.
That technically was the second lap.
No. If it
oh,
was
technically we're lap 3.
If it was something to nah. If it was to do with Sumper's little flat tire, that was before he crossed the finish line, which is why he ended up in the pits or still bend. So no, first lap, no sock eating.
Technically, it's set by the race leader. It's the laps, so I'm not sure about that one, Chief.
He was individually on his first lap, though.
But the race was in lap 2, even 3.
Look, Joycey, I'm not eating a sock. There are no socks being eaten here, especially not ones I've put on my feet. I wouldn't. I would not wish that upon my worst enemy.
Maybe you need to watch your words, young man. So, that seemed to be an on-track debris incident. That's what happens with simulation damage. You can get punches, which sucks quite a lot for, I think, who was it? Was it Monty? It was someone. I don't know.
I think it was...
Well, Franklin, Monty, and Glenn have all been in the pits. So, it has to be one of those 3. And we know it wasn't Glenn.
It was Stuhlbend. Look, he's on fresh 0 lap.
I know, Callie, I didn't want to bring up that it was a VSC rather than a full safety car, but he'd still find a way to argue it.
I would, you're right. So let's just not go there.
Yes, he is a little chimpanzee. Hopefully the interval time has fixed themselves shortly. As we see Hodgson sending it down the outside. Oh, love tap there.
That's dangerous work on simulation damage.
It is indeed, but Charman are defending that really well. How do I get the penalties on again? Wait, why aren't the penalties on at the bottom? I don't know, Coucher. Codemasters for you, pal. I can have a quick look in the settings. Gameplay settings, presumably. But everything's on as normal. So unless you see something on here. Telemetry settings. Again, sorry for the broadcast. And if there's a big crash now, we're gonna blame... Interface on-screen display. Oh. Right,
on-screen display, you just went past it up there.
Yeah. So where we're looking.
Penalties is not a thing. Nope.
There we go, the race control's now on the bottom and I didn't change a single thing, so somebody was speeding the pits. Yeah, Kai, I agree.
Oh, okay.
Blame the cooch.
Poor Callie, having to watch the race from the outside here.
Because of a
single kebab incident.
Look at these two lovers in the chat. Hey, we didn't miss much. Get a room, you two.
I've no idea who's in chat. I can't see chat.
Couch and Callie.
Oh, right, okay.
So Hodgson getting the position on those mediums past Chaminade. Chaminade doing enough to hold him off. We see Khan moving up to 6th. A benefactor of those early incidents, meaning he gets 3 places.
I mean, it was a benefactor of the early incidents, but what you got to remember is that some of it, as we saw earlier on but didn't touch on, it was just him muscling his way through the pack. I mean, it was just impressive driving, even on those hards.
Classic Calm, doing the Baby Hamilton gig that he does every week.
Of course. Like, you know, 4 laps in and still no real incidents. It's really unfortunate.
Resident sleeper race indeed.
Yeah.
I really thought today would have been a
shit show.
Yeah.
An absolute shit show. Yeah, I mean, given qualifying yesterday, Monty was out on the first lap. So, not Monty, Wellesley even. So I guess he learnt his lesson. as he is into the pits now. I wonder what he's pitting so early for.
I'm guessing he's had some sort of collision on the wall. So who knows?
I'm sure that we'll find out eventually.
There is one thing. Azerbaijan is a lovely fucking country.
It is. Yeah, it's
Look at this architecture.
really nice place. Although potentially ruined by the race, as we touched on yesterday.
Yeah.
You know, you imagine having a shop front and having a Grosjean style crash right in front of your store or your house.
Yeah, well,
even.
here's the thing. Somebody yesterday pointed out in the chat, nowhere near the same speeds. Can I just point out that right now Cam is going at 206 miles per hour, 207, 208. So yes, whilst I'm very much aware it's not the exact same speeds as it would be on a circuit, it's very, very much possible that somebody would clip Cam and then he'd go into the side barrier in the front of a shop. You know, so it could still happen.
I mean, look how short after the first turn is on the track. Look how short that stretches, and Cam still reaches nearly 200 miles per hour. I don't care what kind of thing you're driving or whereabouts you are. Anywhere past 150 miles an hour, you're gonna have a similar outcome to the Grosjean crash.
Look at Alex coming in here with his politics. Get out of here. So he's pulling down the Azerbaijanis. He's saying, well, I basically said it's a lovely country, and he said, yeah, except for when they start killing Armenians.
Ah, fantastic. Gotta love when politics worms its way into racing video games.
Yeah. Classic Silverback.
Of course. See, every time they just go right through that castle corner and just nothing. They're all really good at going through there. I guess without the wet conditions, it's just not as dangerous.
Yeah, we're missing a Cali. A Cali hitting that wall at 100 mile an hour. That's what we miss.
Or just like a couple of weeks back, just a Cali knocking out a rock near that wall even. That's all we need. Surprisingly, I know that Glenn's fallen far behind now, but there was no real rivalry racing between the rookie Glenn and professional Blaze there either.
So obviously Glenn's side plate coming off basically meant he had to pit, and he's now pitted onto hard, so unfortunate is what it is.
Yeah.
As we see Calm now sending it down the inside, nice and easy with that DRS.
Wow.
Getting the position on Sunny. On the hards, no less.
On the hards against the mediums, it's just disappointing to see, really. You take those medium choices to have the edge on all these hard tyre races, and you're still being overtaken. Understandably so, given the fact
Who
that it's
can we
calm,
go
but
to
still.
next? We do see Dan in the pits. And I can't really tell if there's any damage. Doesn't seem it, but...
Yeah, I mean, he's on those softs, but 6 laps swapping off. Maybe, I mean, as we spoke about at the start, maybe he's just, he's realised his safety car gamble hasn't paid off, and he's calling it quits earlier rather than later.
Yeah, quite possibly. But I mean, he has now gone to mediums, so...
Oh, he has.
He's not going for the end. You imagine it's going to be a 2-stopper.
True. I mean, it's something we have criticised people for in the past, of taking the gamble, it not paying off, and just holding on way too late and ruining their race because of it. So, maybe there's a plan in mind. Maybe he's still gambling on the safety car, but just trying to buy himself more time with it. Who knows?
Yeah, not too sure. Looks a little bit like a corner cut there from Calm. So, Calm making that ground up now onto Charmander Nerd. So, as it stands, Fly still pretty much comfortable ahead. Travis more than a second away, so can I get DRS? And then behind him, Hodgson, 4.5 seconds. Quite comfortable, I mean, 1-2 at the minute.
Yeah, I would not be surprised to see a Flyer, Calm, Trav 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, it's very much possible at this point, isn't it?
Yeah. Which Calm ultimately would just have to be ecstatic about finally seeing Flyer getting good placing in a race. It's about time. The season's gone on so long so far, and it's taken him this long to turn on. So
yeah, fully agreed. Flyer actually gained some points for his team, a substantial amount. It's very much welcomed. It means that they can start to compete with the Red Bulls.
True. Will be unfortunate for Hodgson, being the permanent third place sitter. Being pushed out of that third place because of Flyer's sudden resurgence. But you know, them's the breaks.
Yeah, it's really going to hurt Ferrari this weekend as well, given the no Cradden, Impress not even in the race. But while Sonny might do a job, it's not your first choice. Guess so.
Yeah, of course. I mean, you know, Sonny filling in here for us, sitting in 6th place. You know, it's for an probably an under practiced track. It's impressive that he's holding this place above the likes of Somther, Blaze, you know, Glenn all the way down there in the 11th spot.
There's a lot of good drivers below Sonny right now.
There are, and it's good to see. You know, Cradden will probably be very happy with this outcome as long as things stayed the same as they do now.
Yeah, but you've got to think, if you're Cradden, are you not kicking yourself right now thinking that you could be pushing for that top couple of spots?
I mean, he would be, but given the reason that he's not here, you've got to imagine that he doesn't feel too bad about it, right? He's happy his team's getting points, and that's all that really matters.
True. We do see Calm again, still looking for that position. Hodgson, sorry, Calm taking the position, and now he's looking to catch up onto Hodgson. So up into 4th. But as of right now, I'm not going off many other drivers, but there's not a lot of anything going on.
There really isn't. As I think, was it Impress that said in chat before, we expected this race to be a real hype shit show, and it's turned out to be a real sleeper so far.
Yeah. And what I don't get with the broadcast, right, is why they use this camera angle. It is such a terrible angle.
What are you getting? What are you getting from that angle? Half the screen is taken up by the car. Another quarter of it is taken up by the wing mirror, and basically you're just looking at a skybox. Like,
not a fan.
Codemasters strike again with their ingenuitive ideas. Is that a word? Ingenuitive?
Yeah, I guess it is.
I think I know where I'm coming from.
Yeah, very much quite just a boring race. I mean, don't get me wrong, some of the drivers in this race will be very happy with it being a boring race. As we'll go back to Calm, who's looking to make moves. He's the only one at the moment that seems to be pushing for positions.
Yeah, I think it's understandable, right? Everyone here, we're in kind of what I imagine is the back half of the season. Everyone here is just looking to pick up these save points. Oh, it's still in the first. Right, okay. Either way, everyone here is just looking to pick up the points. And, you know, there's 16 races on the track. So there's realistically only those 6 people that aren't going to make it. So, at least half the grid know for a fact these are free points. It's easy money. Free real estate, in fact.
Calm going for the overtake. Getting a free overtake on Hodgson. Can Hodgson battle back? They're going side to side, on board.
You would hope so.
Get his nose ahead into the inside and gain his position.
Wow. Taking a page out of Glenn's book. Just dropping that nose in front and never letting go.
So, but again, so we now see Blaze jumping Shadow Hopper. This looks like a little bit of a tight battle actually. Let's go on board. Let's see what's going to happen between these two. Now Shadow has going to go there with DRS and lots of ERS as well. That's quite a short straight to really overtake him, but stick with him, get all the way around. Might be able to go for the start finish.
Yeah, trying for it, but
not a lot of
Blaze has held on. Yeah, Blaze has held on.
If as long as Shadow can stick to him to when we get around to sector 3, he can then give it a good go. Where's Sango? We're missing
see Glenn taking the position on copy as well, just behind them.
Yeah, up to 10th. But really, not a lot of action.
We do see those softs really not working out for Stulbend there. Sitting all the way back in 14th, I'm pretty sure that he's further behind now than where he started. So
yeah, I think so too.
It's not the outcome we would have hoped for. Similarly with Wellesley, Chief Keith on those mediums.
Pitted. I don't think he was on softs to start with. He's definitely pitted.
Pitted onto softs.
Yeah.
Not sure about that one.
Yeah, it's strange, isn't it? So, into the start-finish straight we go. Shadow Hopper within half a second. Let's go on board. Let's see if he can use that DRS, get the gap. He wants to get on the inside, to the left. That's it. There we go. Battling for that position back. Blaze sending it down the outside, though.
Wow. Yeah.
Wow, good defending.
Really good defending.
Now seems to defend the inside.
Not
Yeah,
even
really
just
good
defending,
blocks.
it's a good comeback after giving it up for a moment or two there.
Notice that
Impressive
Shadow was
drive.
breaking very early, decided not to follow the break early and go on the outside and get the position back. It's impressive.
I feel like it just comes across as more experience on this track and
Quite
racing in
possibly.
general. He just had more confidence in his own abilities, and ultimately it won in the battle. So
Yeah, absolutely.
nice to
Fully
see.
agree.
Very nice to see. And we do see Trav and Flyer very close up there at the front, actually, on the
Yeah,
mini-map.
we'll go have a look at Trav. So he's now within a second. If you can keep within this, you can stick to him. You will get the DRS. Potentially put a lot of pressure onto Flyer.
Yeah, he's coming to the lubricant corner, and he's going for it. He's definitely trying to push for it, which is good to see from Trav. It's not unusual, you know. Normally, it's Trav up in front and Calm pushing on him. So
Yeah.
at least it's a different change of pace for Trav.
He is within a second.
He is.
He's getting the DRS.
And he's closing the gap. Crucially.
Right now. Getting that rear wing open, so that system right there. And he's closed that gap a lot now. And it's going to start to put that pressure on, which is really good to see.
About half a second he made up there in that one DRS zone. I mean,
Yeah.
another lap or
another
two,
one
and he's going to have him. Yeah.
It totally depends on
you
the
know,
DRS. Both drivers are very similar level.
Of course,
DRS
but then
could be
you've also got to
huge.
factor in Flyer is definitely this season not used to being up in front with someone like Trav on his tail. So, I mean, do nerves come in here? Do they make it onto Castle Corner and he makes a slip? Like, he's got to be feeling the pressure.
Possibly. However, what I will say is Flyer, quite possibly the best race I've seen him do so far this season. And
True.
if it qualified anything to go by, those nerves were not a thing. He just smashed out lap after lap after lap.
Yeah, I mean, if the qualifying was anything to go by, he definitely knows what he's doing on this track. It's practiced, it's
Oh, I thought I was
clean.
going to clip the wall there.
Wow,
Jeez.
that was a really impressive take of that Castle Corner. Really clean.
Like, I panicked. I was like, oh, I've hit it. Oh.
I think, you know, maybe as a counterpoint to Flyer's nerves, he knows for a fact that he's got Calm right behind Trav. It's not some kind of like opposing team trying to take that second place from him, even if he did drop the spot. If nothing else, he's holding the spot for Calm right now. We're buying time for Calm to catch up. That 6-second gap is definitely a big one.
Yeah. So Calm could close that gap. I mean, at the minute it's growing, which is not great, but if you can close it and start to battle the Red Bulls, it could be a really exciting finish if we had a Red Bull Haas 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, definitely. One thing to bear in mind as well is you look at Trevor's teammate in Charmander sitting there in 5th, surrounded by 2 mediums. Okay, so even though Hodge has the 4th place right now, Hodge is going to have to pit at least 5 laps before Charmander is even going to have to think about it. So ultimately, from the position we're in right now, it may as well be a Haas Red Bull top 4 right now.
So we see wheel-to-wheel action. That was looking like a little bit of a dirty
skid.
move, I'll be honest. But
Yeah.
could be just a racing incident. I'm not too clued up on this. The stewards will obviously see that. But Blaze, again, not giving up the position.
It's definitely a dangerous move to go for, given the simulation damage. I'm very surprised that that's the second piece of contact we've had here, and no real repercussions from it.
Yeah. So, we'll see. He might have put some more damage on that tyre. We don't know the ins and outs exactly, only the mechanics of the team will. But, rest assured, these two are not happy with each other. They're just going to keep battling and battling. So it's a good little narrative that's building. So we do see Stolben in the pits again on those softs. They're probably going to come off into hards now, maybe mediums.
Well, you would hope for the softs, right? Maybe someone of, like, you know, the top 5 caliber could pull off mediums for the rest of the race, but I really don't see it from Stolben. I think
But
go for the safe
thing
hards,
is,
make places.
The mediums could go to the end of the race from here, which makes sense why he's put them on. He's going to have to hope safety car and pits and whatnot help him out here, but I can't see him doing much in this race now.
I mean, 3 of the next places above him are also on much more worn mediums, so if he plays his cards right, he does have 3 places sitting in the back for him, the bag for him to take.
Yeah, but
right?
you say that, but he would only get like 2. Because Franklin's that far ahead. And even Dan is teetering on being too far ahead. So Stolben is, no, there you go. Stolben's 26 seconds. He wouldn't catch Wellesley.
Wow, yeah, fair play. Unfortunate race for him, definitely.
Oh, I did indeed miss Travis overtake Flyer.
Oh,
so
I also missed that too. Wow, okay.
Thank you for pointing out.
Well,
sorry about that, Trav, when you're rewatching this, my guy. I was very much embroiled in the idea that Stolben is donezo with 54 seconds behind now.
It's just bad tyre management, really. Like, it's a bad plan.
I'm guessing he had an
bad
incident.
Racing.
Because he pitted after 3 laps, so presumably...
He did. But going right onto those softs after the incident, it's just unfortunate management of tyres, really. If nothing else, it's his own fault.
What we need to see here is Flyer stay close. We then need to see Calm start closing this gap. If that can happen, then Flyer and Calm can start using them each other
to slingshot themselves past Trav, hopefully.
Absolutely. And Callie, if we stop waffling about shit so far down it's not relevant, then we never talk about you in a race, my guy.
Yeah.
So we'll see Flyer in the DRS now. Trav's pulling away, that ERS coming in clutch, holding up the distance.
I mean, you would hope that Flyer and Calm, in comms, you know, they've discussed Calm closing the gap. They have a plan of action now for the slingshot to secure that first place away from the Red Bulls.
We see Charmander sending it late down the inside. Really good maneuver. Hodgson not being able to defend that. Going side to side. See him in the mirror, just to the right hand side. But yeah,
I think he's holding. Yeah. Just as I was about to touch on the fact that, I mean, even if Charmander doesn't make that maneuver there, 13 laps on the mediums compared to 13 on the hards, like, Hodgson's going to have to go and pit, like, eventually, right? So...
True. And what's going to start to happen is going to be a big gap build up between the 4th position because of those mediums, because of the big gap already building. They're going to have to pit earlier. So the fact that these mediums are pulling away, the hards are pulling away from the mediums, that starts to really show the caliber of driving right now.
We see Copy overtaking Blaze.
Yeah, he's in the pits. We do see Blaze in the pits onto the mediums.
Oh,
so
okay.
He's going for the one-stop stint.
Which
Hodgson
I
not
think...
going to be able to catch.
I reckon that's probably the right move here. You made it this far, you've made places, you've been holding on, defending. I think having just the one stop works really well for him this race, and I think he'll benefit from it.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of management, I think he's had a really good race so far, Blaze. He will get back up to his 9th spot. He has undercut Shadow, so he has pitted first, which means that he may get some more real estate on that track, given that Shadow will then probably come out in traffic when he pits with all these people around him. So Blaze could have done really well here, potentially battling for that 7th or 6th spot.
True, yeah. We do see Calm very, very slowly making progress. You know, he's made up half a second so far. Plenty of race left to go. The more that we watch, the more realistic the idea of the slingshot for first place seems realistic.
Yeah. Something that we'll have to watch. We do see Stolbend and Sontha racing pretty much side by side. Stolbend overtaking Sontha. Hopefully these guys are in a call. Hopefully they're communicating. But fairly sure Stolbend has been lapped. So he would then get blue flags and potentially penalties. So,
yeah.
Interesting strategy.
Yeah. Like we said, Stolben's just, he's really not having a very good race for himself.
No. Absolutely not. So I am just keeping an eye on the Brandon copy battle right now. Brandon, going to start gaining some time. We'll go down to them, because I think on the next DRS he should start to battle Copy. Copy on quite worn hard tyres now.
Yeah. We see actually Glenn making the 9th place spot now, obviously because of Blaze's pit, but right now rookies get points.
The worry is that Glenn's on 12 lap hold hard. There we go. Brandon getting the overtaking Copy. Nice and easy on fresh mediums. So
as
yeah,
expected.
Glenn having those old hards, is he going to go to the end? I mean, they could potentially just about do it, you'd imagine. But
I
he's
don't know
get
whether it
gobbled
would be
up by
the
the
smartest
mediums.
idea, though. Yeah. I think even if he did try to last on them, I reckon he's still going to have to give the place to Blaze eventually in this race.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, 18 seconds is a lot of time to make up. but it is possible. Flyer has now started going to the pit, so it looks like he's going for the undercut strategy on Trav, hoping to come out, gain some extra time on Trav before Trav gets around and pits.
True, and I mean, yeah, mediums as expected. Of course, it would be mediums here. 15 lap mediums from Hodgson. It's definitely going to be a pit coming in next lap.
So he's going to come out just next to Sontha. There was a little bit of skid there, wasn't there?
Yeah.
So just next to Sontha. So he's going to have a little bit
not
more
a terrible placement.
It's not terrible, I mean, it's not terrible.
He's within DRS range as well. I imagine he probably just slingshots himself right past that spot.
He's going for it right now.
As we see going.
He's been on the inside. He's going really narrow, and it's good. It's good.
That's a very, very good mate. Like that's a really, really good corner.
That is Flyer Season 2.
That's Flyer in 2019 F1.
Hold on,
100%.
We've got a very important person in chat right now asking for a shout out. So, Mama Crodden, big shout out to you. Try harder at the card game next time. There you go, Crodden. Just for you, my guy.
Fantastic. That happened. I think Craddock will probably be surprised to tune in this late and see absolutely no DNFs on Baku.
Yeah.
Baffling.
On the other hand, he'll be very much expecting such a resident sleeper race. So we see Stolben having another incident, now pitting onto softs once again.
I mean, at what point do you reach the stage in the race where you just say, you know what? Let's just call it a day.
Yeah,
he's pretty much exactly a full lap behind, right? Like he's more of a liability to the track than anything else at this point in the race.
As we see Sonny into the pits, but Hodgson staying out. It's an interesting one. Obviously, don't want double stack, so one of them had to go first, but that means Flyer's now up to 5th.
I'm just not sure whether it was the right move. You know, Hodgson, arguably a much higher caliber racer than Sonny. You would assume you would have wanted him on those better tyres earlier on, unless they're going for some kind of like risky long game with a pair of softs at the very end of the race for Hodgson.
Quite possibly. Could be a good call there, Valky Doodles.
It'd be definitely interesting to see. We know that Hodgson, this whole season just about, has been really good at holding himself within that top 5. And I think it'd be very interesting to see what he makes do with some fresh softs for the rest of the race. And whether he would hold that 4th spot, potentially even contest for that 3rd.
We're going to go down to Copper, who's going to look to try and get an overtake on Wellesley right now. So we'll see if
you would expect it, right? Like, surely you would expect it. Fresh mediums compared to warm.
Good defending by Wellesley. Copy having to yield. We do have another straight. We'll go on board for this one, so it's a little bit more action-packed. A lot more tighter to do, though, so you don't often see overtakes in this section. But Copy going for it, though. He's saying, you know what, Joycey, you are more than wrong, you big idiot. I'm going for this. Wheel to wheel, that is somebody's plate gone. That side plate for Copy Fire gone with the wind. That's that downforce gone, and it's really struggle now.
Yeah, definitely.
And he's only just pitted. Disaster for the young Italian right there.
Really, really unfortunate to see. We see Sonny actually coming out on those softs, like we'd predicted for Hodgson. Sonny is also making the soft move. Hodgson in the pits now, on to the same softs as well, so it seemed like it was a shared strat for the pair of them.
So, here's the thing. Has Hodgson's undercut worked? He's on mediums. He can go to the end on these mediums. The 3 races in front are going to have to pit. And, here's the crucial bit. He can get all the way up into 1st spot if all 3 pit essentially at the same time.
Which, I mean, you would think it would have to happen, right? Like, there's no way. But, like Trav Charmander don't want to double up in the pits. And
Dan is DNF'd out of the session.
Wow.
I ain't got a clue where. We're just going up to him now. So it looks like there's been some sort of an incident, maybe a hold up. Just after this turn right here, the yellow flag's up. There we go.
I wonder whether...
and Flyer's out of the session! On the corner! The castle corner!
Not a chance. There's no way.
Right here. Oh,
my
Flyer, my
God.
guy.
It's exactly what we hoped to God would not happen in yesterday's session. That it's such a perfect race for him, it seems, this week, that the
Oh,
only thing stopping him from taking that top spot was going to be himself. And
yeah.
wow.
So we do see drivers start to go into the pits, obviously gaining that benefit of... Is it a full safety car or is it a VSC? I actually didn't notice.
That's incredibly frustrating for
It appears to be
Flyer.
a full safety car. So yeah, just to point out what Valk said about the doubling up, he would be incorrect because of the distance between them. But the point is still valid in terms of had they all pitted, uh, Flyer would have gained pretty much up to the top spot.
Unbelievable moves, and as we see, Hodge and Sonny being the benefactors of that. Like,
Yeah, absolutely. Actually,
realistically, there's a situation that is feasibly possible where Hodgson takes a second place here.
Well, here's the thing. So they benefit in the fact that they did it a lap earlier, but it also means that they lost time in their pits because the other team gain essentially half that time back.
True,
So
actually, yeah.
both.
Not to
Oh,
mention
you
the
can
gap
double
between
stack, Kylie. I
Hodgson
didn't know
and
you could do
Khan.
that.
Wait, what did he say?
He says you can now double stack.
Oh, really?
Yeah, which is pretty good.
Okay then. Well, that's half of our points based on pitting moot.
No, I mean, so the gap between Trav and Alex was still so big that you could have just gone together. Because Trav would have been in there like 3 or 4 seconds, Alex was like 10 seconds behind him, or whatever it was. So it wouldn't have mattered, but yeah.
I
Good to
mean,
know
either
on the
way,
double stack.
man, you've got a feel for Flyer and Chief Keef, but who you've got a feel for even more is Stullbend, who is still behind both of the DNF players, big DNF racers. Oh, and he's taken Chief Keef now.
Not great. Not great.
God. Oh, Stullbend, it has not been your weekend, has it, bud?
I actually think the safety
struggling.
car's a lap in front of him.
It's genuinely, just, you gotta feel bad for him. You really
Fairly
do.
sure he cannot unlap himself.
Hey, if there was an award at the end of the season for worst race, I reckon Stullbend's name would definitely be up there.
I don't know. We've seen a few Monty Corkers over the last couple of rounds where he literally, I can't remember what race it was, but it was a race where he literally just raced on his own and just hit the wall about 1,000 times.
You know, after his qualifying performance yesterday, it wouldn't surprise me. We see Charmander in the pits now, 90% of the grid, moving on to softs, as expected. A similar strat seems to have been shared. Maybe Cradden had a hand in that, you know, giving out the strats.
Oh, he's
the
2
race
laps
started.
behind the safety car. Oh. Very, like, and just goes to show how far Stullbend was behind, is that he's still not got in front of Flyer.
Yeah. It's, you know, really unfortunate to see for him. As well, you know, Trav, the moment that he solidifies himself in that first place, like, who on earth is paying off this safety car? This is how many weeks in a row now where he makes such good moves and, like, the safety car just fucks it. Every single week. Every week.
So just for Callie, I've just put on leader for you, it just says 2 laps. He has finally overtaken Flyer. We'll look at the quick look at the fastest laps. So you do see Trav and Calm almost identical times, had it not been for pretty much a 1/6 of a thousandth of a second. That's one way of saying it. 6,000th of a second, I think is a better way of saying it. Yeah, really close times there. So the last, I guess, 5 lap shootout that these guys are going to have should be somewhat of a doozy.
Yeah, given how close everybody is to each other now, 6 laps, 5 laps left, stakes are much higher now. Would not surprise me in the slightest if we saw another DNF at some point through this.
Yeah, quite possibly. This, I don't know, this reminds me, I think there was a race once where Trav and Calm were battling, and Trav just dooted Calm out of the race completely. This could be one of those.
I really, really hope not. Such a impressive performance from both the Haas boys. Flyer, just in general, Calm making his way from 11th place all the way up here to battling for first. To see both of them out here, it would just be horrifying for Haas as a whole.
So, here's the strange thing. The safety car's still not in this lap. Unless it's not said it just yet and it'll say it halfway around. But I'm counting this as the 4th lap? 3rd lap? They normally go in after 3.
Yeah, 3rd, I believe.
We now see Montic going into the pit, so presumably they had a little bit of an incident. So we'll see, but at the minute, safety car's still out.
Not ideal for Trav. You got to feel for him. All these weeks, it just continues to be the bane of his season, is this safety car.
Yeah, and it's going so well, like, we didn't expect it at all. And then all of a sudden, chain reaction happened.
Yeah. Chief Keef, not too unexpected for a racer like that to do himself out, but Flyer, man.
Judging by the chart, it seemed that there was an incident, Stolben potentially hitting Dan out. I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah. Wow.
You are right,
That
Stolben on his own, under a safety car, no less, crashing out in Castle.
Yeah,
So
what are you
really,
going to do?
really unexpected. So yeah, Dan just confirming, Stoll went to the back of him, pushed him into the wall.
Wow, really?
And there is the clip.
Jeez. The goal of this man. The goal.
And Stolbend is going to be a higher finish than Dan after dooting him into that wall.
However, I imagine that will be a contested hot point in the racers' lounge afterwards.
Okay, so it looks like the safety car is in this lap, judging by the fact that the racers are dropping back now to create that gap. So for those that aren't sure what's happening right now, safety car will cross the start-finish line. That will mean that Trav can then race. Trav restarts the race by whenever he accelerates off. Once he has done that acceleration, he cannot then stop, so everyone can go. So as soon as that happens, you'll see. But until he does, they have to stay behind him.
So what's the realistic limit of how long in this race he can force everyone to stay behind him?
Pretty much the start-finish line.
Really? Wow, so he could... Oh, just in that one lap, he couldn't hold them here for the next 5 laps?
No.
Right, okay.
So you look, he's holding them, he's creating a big gap, bunching them all up, and then he goes, look.
Right, okay, makes sense.
And now we're back racing.
Understandable.
And what usually happens, so I will go broadcast mode and go back, is because they all bunch up, there are incidents left, right and centre, everyone hits each other, and then we have another safety car.
It's basically just like a new fresh start to the race, really, as we see a
Blaze
lot of shuffling around.
Yeah, basically it is.
Glenn up in 6th, really benefiting from this whole situation.
Absolutely. And a Ferrari 356 out of nowhere.
Yeah. Of Somther just worming his way in there to 4th.
Yep, indeed. Well, let's go back to the Calm Trav battle, which should be a doozy, if I don't say so myself. A Debbie doozy. A
Debbie doozy.
Oh my god, what was that?
I don't know, but I've knocked my headphone. There we go. Fixed.
This is like grape ASMR all over again.
Oh.
Popping a grape
ASMR
for the
was
boys.
Good. Popping a grape for the boys. I'll get some more grapes for the Christmas pub quiz. The hold on. The what do I call it? The Big Fat Pub Quiz of the Year, brought to you in association with and then enter sponsor here. Please sponsor us. Please play. We need money. Thanks.
Your broadcaster voice is impressive.
Thank you. You can go better if you like.
Oh,
Hit,
no,
like,
it's
the
okay.
decibels needed. I'm just warming up.
That's okay. Save it for the next pub quiz.
So
See.
do you see a purple sector 3 from Podgy? Sonny gaining on that spot on Sontha. Well, we'll go on board with Sonny, see what he can do.
He's trying. He's going for it. A really short DRS zone here. It's really not one of the better ones.
You just need a good exit
throughout
off the second turn, and if you do, you can usually get it. Past that, it's quite difficult. Did you see Monty overtaking Copy? I'm going to go down to the irrelevant drivers as put by Callie, so he gets upset.
I mean, I suppose that a lot of that just comes down to what kind of experience you have with the track, right? Like, yeah, you practice this track quite a lot, you perfect that one corner out of DRS, and you can probably solidify yourself at least 5 or 6 places throughout the length of a race.
That's like why Khan does so well, in my opinion. So he knows the really good lines, which means that his exits are really, really good. And he practices the lines, so from what I've heard, he will go into like time trials and whatnot and do really silly lines to see how much time he shaves. And it doesn't matter if he crashes out, he just restarts. But he practices really, really crazy lines. Speaking of which, let's see if we see any of them now.
Given that information, I wonder whether that's rubbed off. Oh, as we see Wellesley DNFing. Wow, I wonder what's happened there.
Figure out where that is.
Oh, just seemingly just on a wall, not even...
Yeah, potentially an incident, potentially a push. No safety car, even though there's a car literally in the middle of the track. Good game.
You would assume, though, that there's nowhere really to crash there. So you would have to imagine that it would be...
Calm fastest lap so far, looking to gain on Trav.
You know, as I was saying, you got to wonder whether some of that practice ethic rubbed off on Flyer this week, with the bye week, whether he decided to take this chance to maybe practice with Calm. Obviously, you get rid of the whole DNF situation, and definitely something changed this week with Flyer.
Yeah, I'm very, very unfortunate for Flyer. He was on course to have a really, really good finish to this race.
Yeah, it's it'll definitely be the narrative of this race for sure. Realistically, this probably should have been Flyer's race, or at least Flyer's comeback race for 2020 F1.
Yeah, you're not wrong. But that is the way the cookie crumbles.
Yeah, exactly. See, Stulbend still not overtaking the DNF to Wellesley.
So we still see Sontha holding that position. Sonny is really pushing him hard. We're going to have two... I wish we could do split screen, because we're going to have Calm going for Trav on the DRS, and then we're going to have Sonny going for Sontha on the DRS. Having reports that Stulbend has taken damage, given damage to Chaman and Nerd. Here we go.
Wow, okay.
Calm is within DRS. He's going to have chance to activate, get the rear system open, just like that. Away we go, closing that gap. Trav doing really well to maintain it as much as he can.
Yeah, it's gonna come right down to the wire, but you know, even with the safety car incidents, I feel like this is finally gonna be Trav's retribution. I think he's gonna have the win this week.
I wouldn't like to back a bet against Calm, but I do agree. I think Trav's doing really well to not concede time, even with the DRS against him.
Yeah, but realistically, you know, you bet against Calm in like you wouldn't bet against Calm against any other racer, but Trav, I think Trav's the exception here. Every week, in and out, he always manages to be the closest thing to Calm's equal, as is humanly possible. Because as we know, Calm is not a human when it comes to racing.
And we also saw Sonny not gaining any position on Sontha either. So
it's an unfortunate outcome of that little battle. You would have expected more, but you know, it is what it is. We see him coming up to this castle corner. I wonder whether there's potential for an incident. No. Everyone seems to have grasped the corner now, and
yeah,
one more lap, and everyone will be thankful to see it past them for the week.
The true narrative of this game, of this race today, is rookies get
Oh, it is my my mantra for the season. Rookies damn well get points. Look at him go. You know, spent 90% of this race behind Blaze, multiple places behind him even. And here we see, week in, week out, rookies such as Glyn prevailing over professional racers like Brandon. It's,
Absolutely.
you know,
It's an exceptional
it's
thing.
just, it's
So,
fantastic to see.
on to the last lap. Calm, this is your moment. This is your chance. Can you do it? Trav, quite the equal statement. Oh, Calm with a bad exit.
And I think that bad exit, and he knows it, that bad exit has solidified this race for him.
So Trav, you can hold on. Monty overtaking Blaze now. I don't want to change right here because it could be one corner, one slip up, one gap, one bad exit. Anything could cause this race to flip on its head. Trav's surely feeling the nerves, surely getting the pressure.
It's a close one. Everyone knows the kind of the circumstances they're under. One more lap, and then this awful race is behind them.
To explain, Callie, Brandon often calls Glenn a rookie and says that he's a rookie mistake, and he should be driving because he's a rookie. And every week, Glenn gets more points than him. That's usually where the meme comes from. Like, I'm aware he's been racing since season 1. So, Calm, can you do it? Oh, he's got a penalty! That's it. Race over.
Yeah. Definitely.
See Monty get a penalty as well, which means Brandon will most likely get that position back. And Stolbend having a penalty.
3 laps, nearly 3 laps behind the next person.
Yeah. So we'll see where these penalties put the drivers. We'll see them cross the start-finish line, which means Glenn has retired. Glenn!
Wow, he DNF'd. That's not a
Crashed.
retire. He's hit the wall. Oh, oh my God. On the last inch of the race.
I feel like I jinxed that.
Yeah, I feel like he did. We never explain the rookies gets points memes, ever.
Blame
And the
Callie.
one time you had to explain it to kebab-eating idiot in chat.
To Kebabi. To
jinxed him.
Kebali. That's how it works.
And now, after he DNF'd from the race, he's going to go DNF from his raid. You know, standing some AoE shit, he's going to die, his tanks are going to die, and you've just solidified Glenn's evening, Tracy. So I hope that you're happy with yourself.
I'm ecstatic with myself, I'll be honest.
You know, Glenn's nose is impeccable. It's sniffing out victory, but it seems like even he couldn't have sniffed out this defeat.
And to do it on the final sector.
The final lap.
On the final lap.
A pretty impressive race as far as Glenn goes. A 6th place finish would have been right up his alley.
Yeah. Really disappointed. He's just put it down in the entire race for me. Can't believe he's done that. Cannot believe he's done that.
Calm, driver of the day. Not to be unexpected, you know, 11th place to 2nd. Whilst to us, it might be just a standard thing now, but the game has no idea.
Got his nose caught in the barrier. I would be interested to see what happened because yeah, it seems crazy. Look at this.
There was no way that was there's no way that was a solo incident, right? Oh my God, the tires, the amount of tires Stolbend went through.
So let's go through the penalties and the pit stops and all the. This is literally like a Stolbend master sheet right now, and all the everything else. But ladies and gentlemen, there you have your winner for today is Travis. Calm in 2nd, Hodge in 3rd. You can obviously see the rest. Thank you very much for joining us in this race. Join us next week, which I ain't got a clue which the round is. So, bad preparation by me.
We should really be more prepared for these.
Yeah, I do every single bloody
I know.
We'll guess it is... Wait, it must be Spa soon. Have we had Spa? Do we have Spa? Have we had Spa? Monza? Spa? Spa Monza. I'm going to go with Spa or Monza. I don't know if that's right, but... Or maybe Abu Dhabi. Callie, what's the next track? Somebody tell me. You lot are useless as spectators. Absolutely useless. Why aren't you doing this preparation? I'd DM someone, but honestly, probably wouldn't get an answer. So, ladies and gentlemen, that'll be it from us this evening. Thank you very much for joining us. Join us next week where we'll have round 9, a mystery track. Woo! And what should hopefully be a less Resident Sleeper race. Thank you very much, Val, for joining me. It's been a pleasure as always.
Absolute pleasure, my friend.
Good night, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you next week.
Goodbye.